Hello, everyone. This is Jim Lucy, Editor-in-Chief for Electrical Wholesaling and Electrical Marketing, with episode number 111 of the Today's Electrical Economy podcast series sponsored by Champion Fiberglass. Champion began producing epoxy fiberglass conduit and fittings in 1988, and in 1989 developed the first conduit from epoxy resins that had flame resistance and low smoke characteristics. This met the most stringent codes and specifications. Today's episode will explore the U.S. counties that offer the most total, electrical contract, and industrial estimated sales potential in 2025. We will also be offering you insight into some 5 important weekly economic indicators that we track: initial unemployment claims at the state level, rail freight car traffic, the Baker Hughes rig count, oil prices, and copper prices. Our thanks again to the folks from Champion Fiberglass for sponsoring this podcast for more than 100 episodes over the past 4 years. Some of the data on our weekly indicators is about a week older than we normally present because of the holidays. We'll be back on track in our next episode. For the week ending December the 21st, the advanced figure for seasonally adjusted unemployment initial claims was 219,000. That is a decrease of 1,000 from the previous week's unrevised level of 220,000. The 4-week moving average was 226,500, and that is an increase of 1,000 from the previous week's unrevised average of 225,500. The U.S. unemployment rate in the most recent data for November at this point is 4.2%. That's up 0.1% from October. The trend that started in early December of smaller decreases in unemployment claims at the state level continued in the latest data from the week ending December 21st. Florida was the only state with a decrease of more than 1,000 claims. The other states, and these are really small claims, decreases in New York was down 720 claims, West Virginia was down 505 claims. All the other states had less than a decrease of less than 500 claims, and we'll be tracking this to see if it's just a seasonal oddity or if this is sort of a longer trend. In the most recent data that we have right now, and that is for the 21st of December, we're showing that 12 states showed increases in claims of at least 1,000. In our last report, we showed 25 states that had increases in unemployment claims. So it's still a bit down from last. And then earlier in December, we were showing an increase of 11 markets with increases. So there seems to be something going on. We'll be digging into this to see if this is just a seasonal variance at the end of the year or something more intense. Looking at the most recent data, New Jersey had the biggest increase at 3,972. Connecticut was up 2,178, standing at 5,877. California was up 2,158, and now the total unemployment claims 49,247. Kentucky up 2,155, sitting at 5,475. And the other state that had at least 2,000 claim increase was Tennessee, up 2,006, now at 5,130. One of the more interesting leading indicators for the overall U.S. economy is freight rail traffic. It's a measure of the amount of raw materials and finished goods being shipped by rail. The best source for this data is the American Association of Railroads, or AAR, which publishes this data weekly at www.aar.org. The freight rail traffic collected by the American Association of Railroads ended 2024 on a high note. For the week ending December 21st, total U.S. weekly rail traffic was 523,912 carloads and intermodal units. That is up 7.8% compared with the same week last year. For the first 51 weeks of 2024, U.S. railroads reported cumulative volume of 24,788,886 carloads and intermodal units. That is an increase of 3.4% compared to the last year. So nothing spectacular, but there is showing some steady growth. In that December 21st data, the individual freight levels continued on their same trajectory and reflected positive momentum in many of the individual categories. Petroleum and petroleum products were up the most in the weekly data, at up 9.7% year-to-date compared with 2023. Intermodal units also had a strong increase at 9.3% compared to that time in 2023. Intermodal units are the freight containers used on ships, rails, and trucks. Grain was up a strong 8.5%, and as usual, coal was lagging the other freight shipments, and it is down 13.7% compared to this time in 2023. If you track the oil market, you're probably familiar with the Baker Hughes rig counts, which tracks the oil and gas rigs that are operating. This data is available by state, by basin, and nationally at www.rigcount.bakerhughes.com. In this slide, you'll get an idea of the largest oil and gas deposits and gives you a good sense of just how many of the large oil plays are in Texas and Oklahoma. and how big an area the Marcellus gas region covers in Pennsylvania, Ohio, and parts of West Virginia. Through December 27th, the bakery's rig count was quiet once again. U.S. oil rigs showed no increase in the most recent data, and gas rigs just increased by one. For the year, the U.S. oil and gas rigs were down 33 rigs combined for a 5.3% decline. Individually, oil rigs are actually doing a little bit better with a 3.4% decline. Gas rigs were down 15% year over year through that December 27th date. When you look at the data on a state level, Texas is just down one compared with 2023. Total operating oil and gas rigs at 284, down 25 rigs compared to the year before, down 8.1%. New Mexico for the year actually showed an increase of 6.2%. They're at 103 rigs. Looking at things on a basin basis, the Permian Basin, the nation's largest, with 304 operating gas and oil rigs, is down 5 rigs for a 1.6% decline. Coming in second in total number of rigs is the Eagle Ford Basin, which stretches through Texas and into the border of New Mexico. 45 rigs in total, down 8 rigs from 2023 for a 15.1% decline. The current price for West Texas Intermediate crude oil as of January the 6th is $74.10 a barrel. WTI oil prices are starting the year at just over $70 a barrel, and that's comfortably over the $60 per barrel. That's generally considered to be the break-even mark for most drillers. Economists like to call copper pricing Dr. Copper because it's a leading economic indicator for future activity since copper is used in so many industries. The construction industry is among the leading markets for copper because it was used in wiring cable and copper plumbing pipe. As of January the 6th, copper prices were at $4.09 per pound. With the exception of a brief period in last February and August, copper has spent the last 12 months above $4 per pound, which compared to the last couple of years is a pretty high threshold for pricing. We'll be interesting to see what we do in 2025. Twice a year, we are able to update our county sales potential estimates with fresh data from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. The good news is that this data, along with electrical wholesaling sales per employee multipliers, gives us a fairly granular look at the sales potential of electrical products. The bad news is that the most recent data available is usually 6 months old when the Bureau of Labor Statistics publishes. We had a new wrinkle to deal with in this most recent data set because the folks in Colorado aren't going to like hearing that there was no county employment data available through the second quarter of 2024, which is the most recent currently available. The Bureau of Labor Statistics said it was having trouble with the unemployment trend data from Colorado that it uses for its estimates, and it won't be publishing county employment data for the state until that is fixed. I'm always fascinated with how consolidated the electrical market is in terms of sales potential. The top 10 counties account for roughly 10% of the $148 billion to $150 billion in sales we estimate for total market potential. There are 8 markets, or 8 counties, I should say, with over $1 billion in electrical sales potential. You will also see that 3 of the top 10 markets are in Southern California: Los Angeles County, Orange County, and Riverside County, and that 2 of the top 10 markets are in Texas: Harris County in the Houston metro and Tarrant County in the Dallas metro. I also found it interesting to see that 3 markets are actually over $2 billion in sales potential. That would be the Los Angeles County, Harris County, and Maricopa County in Arizona. Just furthering on with the idea of the consolidation in our industry, the top 20 counties shown on the slide account for 15% of the business according to our estimates. I'll go through them briefly. The top 20 markets, we've already mentioned Los Angeles County, we've got Harris County in Texas, Maricopa County in Arizona, Orange County also in California, Dallas County in Texas, Cook County in Illinois, San Diego County, and that is San Diego County, and we've got King County in Washington. We've got Santa Clara County in California, that's in the San Jose metropolitan market area. Tarrant County, also in the Dallas metro. Riverside County, it's in Riverside, just east of the Los Angeles and Orange counties, Alameda County in San Francisco, Clark County in Nevada, Salt Lake County in Salt Lake City metro, Miami-Dade County in Florida, Travis County, that is in the Austin Round Rock metropolitan statistical area in Texas, Suffolk County in New York, Middlesex County in Massachusetts, Broward County, Florida, that is in the Miami market, and Bexar County in Texas, That is in San Antonio. You might be surprised not to see the other five boroughs of New York in these. When you add them all together, they form a very, very large metropolitan statistical area. But individually, there's actually some other counties that top these, and I was kind of surprised to see that myself. Suffolk County, New York, is actually on a very typical Long Island. I was surprised to see that come in a little bit higher than some of the other counties in New York, which would be Staten Island, Queens, Manhattan, and the Bronx and Brooklyn. When we look at the electrical contractor sales potential, it's important to realize that contractors, on average, they're responsible for 50% of total electrical sales. So when you look at our list of counties for the largest counties in terms of electrical contractor potential and the total sales potential, there's some very familiar names in there. They did switch places a little bit. And tops in electrical contractor sales is the Maricopa County, and that is the Phoenix Metro. Total electrical contractor sales, and it's over $1 billion, $1.35 billion in sales. Electrical contractor employment, 17,206. In the number 2 spot, and that's in the Houston Metro. It's Harris County. Another county in electrical contractor sales over $1 billion. It's $1.3 billion. Electrical contractor estimate, 16,548. And in the number 3 spot, Los Angeles County. That is looking at its total sales. Our estimate, 1.2 billion. Electrical contractors, 15,241. We'll just go through the top 5 spots here. And we've got Orange County. That's also in the Los Angeles metro area. Looking at a total electrical sales potential, 829,000.6 million. Over 10,000 contractors, 10,532. And we have Dallas County, and that is also $785.7 million in sales, 9,974 contractors. Just to give you a sense of some of the other counties that came up in our top 20 counties for electrical contractor sales, we have San Diego County, Cook County, that's the Chicago marketplace, Las Vegas, in number 8 spot, that's Clark County, also Southern California, Riverside County. Number 10 spot, King County, that is Seattle, Pacific Northwest. Another county in the Dallas area, Tarrant County, that's the number 11 spot. Miami-Dade County, Salt Lake County, and Salt Lake City, Utah. Broward County, Florida. We had Hillsborough County, that is a Tampa market in Tampa, Florida. We had Santa Clara County, that's in San Jose. Travis County in Austin. We had Queens County for New York, and that is in, obviously, New York Metro. Suffolk County, tip of Long Island, but in the larger metro MSA, Metropolitan Statistical Area, and Bexar County in San Antonio. The same markets are at the top of our sales estimates when we look at the industrial county. California's Los Angeles County and Orange County. But in the industrial market, as you would expect, we do see some new markets here appear when we sort by sales potential. Chicago's Cook County is in the number 2 spot with $468 million in electrical sales potential. Another familiar name in our county sales estimate reports. Orange County coming in with industrial potential, $410.9 million. We've got Maricopa County and Phoenix, $376.8 million. Dallas County, and obviously Dallas, $333 million. I think you're seeing some patterns here. Santa Clara County and San Jose, that's one of the largest. San Diego County, King County in Seattle. Alameda County, that's actually East Bay, San Francisco. Tarrant County in the Dallas Metro. Wayne County in Detroit. Think of all the oil business, auto business up there. And that comes in at $239.4 million. Hennepin County in Minnesota, that's the Minneapolis market, about $200 million in industrial sales potential, as we estimate. Also in the Michigan market, Oakland County, Detroit, Warren, Dearborn Metropolitan Statistical Area, $184 million in estimated sales potential. And again, these numbers, as we mentioned, is through the second quarter of 2024. So you could expect it. I think we could bump that up by a couple points, couple of million for sure going into this year. In the number 15 spot, Middlesex County, that's the heart of the Boston Metropolitan Statistical Area, coming in at $178.6 million, and our industrial employment estimate is 67,415. And also in Detroit, coming in at number 16, that's Macomb County, Detroit, Warren, Dearborn is the Metropolitan Statistical Area, coming in at $174 million, 65,681 industrial employees. In Cleveland, Cuyahoga County, and that is the Cleveland, Elvira, Ohio Metropolitan Statistical Area, $173 million in sales. Here we got quite a few in Michigan. When you look at the top 20, Kent County, that's Grand Rapids, Wyoming, Michigan, 166.6 million in sales potential, 62,854 industrial employees. And in Indiana, Elkhart County, Indiana, that's looking at 162.1 million, 61,168. Interesting trivia question. Elkhart, and when I start looking at the data, I didn't realize that that area there is probably the leading market in the United States for the production of recreational vehicles. So that's a good trivia question to pop on someone there. Rounding out our top 20, Salt Lake City. In Salt Lake County, market potential, according to our numbers, 159.3, 60,100 industrial employees. That wraps up our podcast today. Again, our thanks to Champion Fiberglass. They've sponsored over 100 of these podcasts for us over the past 4 years, and we truly do appreciate the support from the Champion Fiberglass team. Please contact me if you'd like to get any more information on this county sales data. It's available actually as a part of a $99 annual subscription to electrical marketing. But if this is of interest, I'd be glad to give you a slice of it from our data to see if it would be something you might be interested in subscribing to. Our next presentation will be on January the 20th, just 2 short weeks. Hope if you're in the middle part of the country, I guess even over to the East Coast, I hope you're getting through the storm okay. I'm out of the Kansas City area, and we got 11 inches, which it's a lot for some areas, a lot for us, not very much for people that get a lot of snow, but we got through it okay. I apologize for getting this podcast recorded a little bit later than I normally do. I had some technical difficulties getting my computer set up at home rather than my office podcast. I won't call it a podcast studio, but it took me a while to get everything reconnected and get it working the way I like. So anyways, until we talk to you in 2 weeks, be happy, be healthy, and we'll talk soon.